Welcome everyone, it's Reekyracer here with another episode of Reeky's Farm. And as per the last episode, I said we were going to start harvesting the soybeans. So here we are. I'll jump in the harvester in the Nova 330 here and we'll get this all going and harvest this field. Hope you're all well out there. It's been a pretty good week so far. But as you can see, there is no swath. It just throws it all out there, so there is no hay to pick up off soybean. One little headland there and we should be pretty much right to just harvest this field. Should all fit in this harvester. Hopefully in one go. Shouldn't take us all that long. Okay, so we'll jump out of here. Should be able to just turn this off. And we'll run over, get a tractor, go get our trailer, and put that load of soybeans into the... We still have to fertilise up there with our little fent, so we will do that after we empty our silo out here. There we go, and we need to open the back up. Oh, bit bumpy there. There we go, that'll fill that up. It's not a large field of soybean, but it will add to our tally. There we go, 2,300 litres. So they're not very big fields. Like I said, I wouldn't mind joining these three together. So I am actually going to see what this field needs, but I won't be replanting it until the other fields have been harvested as well. And then we may turn it all into one big field. Show you how the plough works to create your own fields, because as it is, that field 19 is a decent sized field, and I think if you were to join all three of these together they would make a fairly good sized field as well, because we're not getting a high yield out of anything at the moment really, so we need that bigger field. And just do two mass plantings so that you're doing two crops at a time for the moment, just until we can afford some more fields. Alright, so we'll jump out and we'll run across the field here and jump into our little Fent 500 up here and do some fertilising. Alright, so we'll unfold this rig Animations are cool on this thing. Everything all folds out. And they flip over, all the hydraulic arms there. Hydraulic hoses and all the little nozzles there. So because we are doing first stage as well, we'll drop this all the way down low. As you can see, you can actually adjust the height just with your left mouse button and up and down on the mouse. So because we're at first stage growth, we'll run fairly low and off we go. Oh, missed that first little bit. It doesn't look like there's any weeds just yet, which means we should get to second stage before we have to do any weeding. Alright, I'm going to have to lift this boom right up as high as it'll go, just so we get around this hill, because I think it just about digs in, or it does dig in. I think from memory we've got to do 2.5 bits. This field doesn't quite get the whole field. Oh. We've got to lower that back down. And it looks like we've left a strip down each side. So we'll quickly go back up and down them again. So we've got the strip up the centre here. Okay, so that field's all fertilised. While we wait for this just to do its thing, I'll jump out and just check to see what it says. So we've got 0% weeds at the moment, and it's 100% fertilised. It's finished, yep. And this one here, it's still growing, and the fertiliser will drop out of this while it is growing now, but still 0 weeds. So just to prepare for the next little bit, I'll take this down because we're going to have to get rid of this fertiliser out of the back of this machine and put the pesticide in. So we come down here, drive into here, and it's I to unload, yes it is, and R to refill. Because we will need the pesticide at some stage to do the weeding. That will be plenty of pesticide for the weeds for those, pretty much all 3 paddocks. These 2 here, plus the one big 19 across the road, because that will need to be done as well. Bit of a wheel stand there. Should probably have the front wheel weight on rather than the forks, which I might go and do. And connect. So that's 650 kilo weight, and as you can see, I still haven't done anything to any of these bumps. Wow, I've really got to fix that. Actually, yeah, we'll park this up here, have it sitting out here waiting. Doesn't really matter if it's out in the weather. So we'll park that there. Now, being that we don't actually have too much else to do, although I can put this harvester away, because like I said, I'm not going to worry about doing anything to the ground here until I know, or until I've harvested the other 2 crops anyway. So we'll back this up and park it in the shed. Probably needs a bath, but that's okay. And it will just lower the boom before we turn it off, and it is still undercover, as you can see there. And we're probably about as close as we'd want to be before we hit that. Yeah, perfect. Alright, well, being that we don't actually have too much more to do until these guys are ready to harvest, or at least ready to spray with pesticides, I'll just quickly have a look at the map here and see what our field conditions are like. And as you can see, 24 has been harvested, and it is pretty much nothing. You can pretty much just cultivate that back into the ground and start planting straight away. So hopefully these 2 fields will be the same, because I did plough these fields before I planted this lot of crops, this round of crops. So what I might do is I will fast forward the game a little bit up until my crops need weeding, and yeah, we'll catch up with you then. Okay, so we're back. As you can see, it's still in the first stage of growth, but there are weeds, and our big field over here also has weeds. So we'll jump in and we'll weed our fields, because this sunflower one has already been weeded on one of the previous videos, I do recall, if I do recall correctly. So it doesn't actually need to be weeded before it's harvest, so that'll be the next crop that we actually harvest, will be the sunflower, as this canola is still only on the first stage of growth. Alright, so all the fields are now weeded. Pretty much just waiting for our next crop to be harvested, which will be the sunflowers. And I won't bother weeding that field there, because like I said, we are going to expand the field, so whatever weeds and whatever else is in it, we'll get rid of it all later. See if we can get this around there. Yep, we can. Cool. Alright. So yes, as you can see, it is 100% fertilized, and now it is weeded. And now it's just these guys, and they are on growth stage 3, maybe 4. Yes, I would say growth stage 4. So we can pretty much turn the time right up again and wait till these guys actually are ready to harvest. Alright, so here we are. We only have to fast forward another couple of hours and everything is ready to go. So you can see it is on the first stage of the harvest. Now this here is pretty much just for withering purposes. It doesn't actually affect your crop growth from what I have seen in other people's videos. Yeah, so we pretty much just got to grab this harvester, change the header over to the sunflower header, and we can do our sunflower harvest while we go. Throw the pipe out and we will go. Actually, I should probably turn that off just so we're not wasting diesel. We'll go grab our tractor and our trailer and we'll throw that 3,000 odd litres into the silo as well. You can get it in the right spot. Yes, we do. So that's 2 fields that are harvested now. We've still got the canola sitting there, and then we will look at joining all 3 fields together. I was actually toying with making the fields bigger, but I think I'll just cut this area in here and that area over there so it's an L shape. I don't think we'll play with it too much more than that. Because I do have some plans I've been looking at with this game, and I'm sort of gonna go into a bit of a different direction than just playing crops. So I'll tip this out, and there's all our sunflowers in there. So we should be getting a little stockpile going on here. What do we got? 3,005 litres of canola. We've got 6,000 litres of sunflower. We've got 2,300 litres of soybeans, which isn't that much. You're only getting 1,200 per 1,000 litres, so you're only going to get 2,500. Or yeah, bit over $2,500 there. So I don't think we have anything else there. No. So yeah, we're getting a good little stockpile going anyway to start with, and once we get these oats, that'll add another crop into what we have as well. We'll just come park this over here. And there we go. So we can actually, we'll unhook this trailer off the tractor. And we will go park the tractor back in the shed and go grab the harvester and park the harvester up as well. Then go through the shed and off. Alright, so I will grab the tractor and I'll see you guys up at the store. Okay, so as you can see, I've bought the Salford. It's only a 2 meter wide plough, but that's all I really need to have when I'm creating my own fields. You got a plough that's too big and you just can't control it. So, and this one is about the only one I can use with a 175 horsepower tractor, because the next one up is 180 horsepower for the next size up, which we just don't have. So I had to sort of, the choice was made for me, really. But anyway, we'll take this back and see you when I'm back at the shed. So we're back at the farm, and because we are running out of room in the shed, and there is this nice little patch just here, I thought I could start parking equipment up onto this pad here. It's out of the way nicely. Throw that off, and off we go. Okay, so we're all parked up in the shed here. One thing I did forget to mention is, and I honestly forgot all about it, is the power harrow here, which goes on the front of your seeder, which means you can cultivate and seed at the same time. Just a little tip with that, you know, I forgot that it was even in the game, but it is under power harrows. You can go into there, you only need 95 horsepower to run this little fella here. You've also got this one here that is 4 meters wide, where this one's a 3 meter. So at the end of the day, this one, this RABE, I think it is, it will actually fit on to the Agro 630 and the D830. So if back, actually we can have a bit of a quick look at it. So there you can see just a little spinning blades on the front there, and then a little wheel that actually flattens everything down, so that will actually cultivate and pull out any weeds or anything. So you don't actually have to have a separate cultivator. All you really need is your subsoiler. That way your subsoiler is your plough, and then you can just have a little power harrow and a seeder, or you can put it on this one as well, I'm pretty sure, as far as I know. So actually that one might be a bit wider, so it would have a different one, but as far as I know, it did say it fits on 2 different ones, which is the D830 and the Agro 650. You go into your seeders, yeah, that's the D830. And the other one, which is that would actually be the planter, I would say, which would be in this one over here, which is the ED3000C. So it actually will fit, because they're both 3 meter wide. So that little power harrow there will fit on both these seeders. So instead of actually having a cultivator, I forgot that it was actually in the game. I'd just forgotten all about it. But this is what we should have been using from the start. So you do your little power harrow and seed at the same time. That way it cultivates for you. And that way you don't actually have to buy another cultivator. That little power harrow there, I think you're looking at about $15,000. And if you were to buy a cultivator separately, where our cultivators are here. You're looking anything decent, you're sort of looking at the same sort of money anyway, you know. 7 grand for the little fella there. Or you can go to the Agco 1100, which is 16,000, so it's pretty much the same price, but you're better off just having it that way, so then your little seeder can fit on the back of it and it all runs nice and smoothly. If you actually have a look inside, you pick it up, it will actually, if you put it to the back one, you can lift the back right up or down again, and then switch tools and you can put the whole lot down. It will lift it up a fair way. So I'm thinking we may actually need a front counterweight on this T6 now, but if we do have the one from our Fent here that we could probably attach anyway. But just thought I'd just throw that out there for you all. So if you haven't, or you are using this machine here and you have to cultivate, you're better off just running this together. That way you miss out on that cultivation step, but you're always doing that ploughing, because as I said, this plough here, realistically, it's a 2 meter wide plough. It's used for making fields. I wouldn't actually use it to plough a field properly, because it would just take you too long. But anyway, on that note, thank you all for watching once again. Next episode we will look at doing this canola and making these fields into one big L-shaped field, and hopefully our oats will be ready as well. But anyway, until next time, I'm Reekyracer. I'll catch you later. Bye.